Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver. Today we are going to be playing some Gwen. We got a pretty interesting shop with a double poly and a mim with the roll the dice. Roll the dice gives us the mim and we lock the other polys, and yeah, we get a shrink and a third poly in that shop. So again, pretty interesting start. We're just going to jam one of the polys in front of the mims here, lock the other two discounted ones, and yeah, pick them up next turn. We get a doubly from our poly sleigh there. We're of course going to pick up both of these and the tiny, and yeah, I mean, with the doubly does get a lot of attack, but I considered just putting the polys in 3 and 4, but ultimately decided I didn't actually mind if they slayed, especially because we're Gwen. So Gwen specifically doesn't really care if the poly's upgraded or not, because of course we can just use a knighthood on a higher tier character, and now we can just start off level 3 with a couple of level 3 characters, and now we can hope to get the level 4 from this poly. Unfortunately, we run into an opponent who has a fair amount of stats already on 3.0, and we do not get the sleigh, but we are going to win the fight. Their front line was just a little bit too big, but starting with those two level 3 characters ended up giving us enough stats to get the win there. So we try again this turn. We pick up a couple good characters. Got almost like a fully formed mid-game comp here. We do get the poly sleigh this time, so second time is the charm with that one. I suppose after hitting the first two, it's fair for us to miss at least one in there. Okay, we get a court wizard here with a full front line full of royals. It's a very, very good pickup. I don't know that we necessarily want to fire off the knighthood on 3.2 on the specifically on the court wizard. So I think we kind of just want to put an extra stat onto there. I decide against that sugar and spice, but maybe we can find something worth throwing on there. And since we're against the ghost, I did roll down looking for a reckless wager, but we did find a reckless wager or a wish, and we did find the wish. So we do kind of abuse the ghost there, but we do get a free extra 2 XP. Well, not necessarily free. It did cost 5 gold, but also that means we're going to be level 5 next turn. So we can just find a 5 to mix a whizzle the following turn. We're gonna be very, very strong here if we can knighthood it. And, you know, again, we've got the front line completely full of royals with the court wizard. The court wizard with this ring of thunder that we've just picked up is getting a lot of stats. So we make pretty short work of that opponent. Now we are on level 5. We're gonna take this baby bear. I mean, any TLK or Mix-a-Whizzle turns this into a 6 super early, and if we can get that knighthood onto it, then that's gonna be very, very strong. Considered looking at 1/6 with the masquerade ball, but decided against it, and we get paid off for our patience here. We're gonna sell out this Romeo and get a level 6. So we've got a Herc here on 4.1. I believe it's 4.1, 4.2, maybe it's 4.2. But also it looks like Skip also bought a wish against the ghost, because they are up 2 XP from where they normally are. Yeah, it looks like they're on 6. They're 4 XP up on the lobby there. I considered just knighthooding this Hercules, but I don't think that that's necessarily what we want to do. We found a Robin. We bought a Robin Wood, and then we found a Mix-a-Whizzle, and I think we're gonna knighthood this Yorm that we got off the Mix-a-Whizzle. I mean, a 40/40 on 4.2 is just absurdly large. And yeah, it is 4.2. Sorry, yeah. So it looks like the skip ended up being 5 XP up on the lobby. So not sure how that happened. I mean, the wish on against the paid actor ghost there with no board makes a lot of sense, but that means they took another XP spell as well. So that's a lot of gold to invest in XP. But anyways, this Yorm should be able to beat pretty much any level 4.2 board, any reasonable one, anyways. And yeah, this Herc again, this Herc this early as well is also good. Should be able to get finished without the knighthood help. And yeah, you can see Yorm stands tall on the board there. We're gonna pick up a Nian. We want to get there's a few level 5 treasures we would be happy to pick up, so happy to pick up a Nian there. And we also pick up a Baba. I mean, we might as well throw the Baba behind the Yorm. Like again, it's 5.0 now, so a 40/40 is still pretty likely to slay and survive. and with the Baba Yaga, like it's gonna go up to a 120 instead of just an 80. Just give us some more insurance there. And yeah, I decided to just sell out for this Nean triple. It does make us play down, but I figured the level 5 treasure was worth it going into 6 rather than lock going into 6. We could take Staff or Evil Eye. Like Evil Eye with the Yorm is kind of interesting, but without any other Slay characters, I'm a little bit more hesitant. So we just end up taking the Staff instead. And that is a golden burn beard. This Peter Pants has Hat Fork Ball already, and yeah, it's 5.0, so it's like pretty early. A lot of high rolling going on in this lobby. Fortunately for us, this Yorm again mitigates a fair amount of damage, does a lot of value trading, although we miss a 50-50 to deny or to reduce damage. Fortunately, it's Peter Pan, so we don't take a ton of damage. We do find a pumpkin this turn, which we are gonna take, and there's also a shard in the shop which we're gonna lock. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get the Herc done this turn, but like we're kind of banking on it finishing this turn and not getting scammed. As long as it doesn't get scammed and we get it finished, then we're gonna have a golden Herc that we can shard with the pumpkin next turn. And we knocked the Morgan out of the lobby here. Alright, here's kind of an awkward selection of treasures. We could take the wand, but like that's not necessarily what we want to be doing here. Usually you want the wand for like extra combat spells. We're down to a top 4, so like combat spells are definitely something we're gonna have to think about soon. We did fire off that shard. We took the Mimic, just basically hoping that we can get a treasure to go with it pretty soon. Yeah, the shard turned the Herc into a burn beard, which is easily the worst hit for that. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Doom Breath does some real work against us here, unfortunately. And the Cupid also not the best hit for us there. The double Oni Tyrant from the skip is ending. It's just looks like it's going to end up being just too many stats for us, unfortunately. We almost get the scam onto our Oni Tyrant, but the Cupid makes the Shadow Assassin attack into the scammed Oni Tyrant, so we don't get to capitalize on that one toughness really. And yeah, we do end up taking a loss there, thanks to all those Oni Tyrant stats. All right, we pick up just like a couple, another pumpkin and a Nean there. We do make our pumpkin board significantly better with the Oni Tyrant as well, though. There's a lot of stats over there on this Royals board, but it looks like we're gonna be okay as we get a couple decent hits and they attack into our apple tree and reduce a lot of toughness there. So not quite enough stats to weather our pumpkin barrage. Although we do need to figure out how to get some stats onto our board. I've been collecting, or basically like trying to find these Neans, hoping for a summoning portal, basically, like to go with this Mimic. Cause this Mimic looking pretty awkward with just a Ring of Thunder to triple, and we're actually gonna get out of the Ring of Thunder and take the. We could have doubled the Sword of Fire and Ice, but I think the Ambrosia gives us more stats, even though it still doesn't make use of Mimic. So this Mimic kind of dead right now. There was a Medusa there, but I don't know that we locked. And that might be a huge mistake. Here's that Pants who has had Hat Fork Ball for a very long time. You can see just the sheer amount of stats they have accrued on their board already. So that's a little bit scary. Fortunately, mages notoriously do have pretty low health. So that's one way we can kind of, like, if we can just throw enough units at them, then we can potentially get there. And yeah, we get a very, very fortunate Pigomorph out of the book there, and end up taking down or getting the win. Okay, we have another shot. I mean, 9th book and Ivory Owl just aren't things that are going to be relevant on our board. So we just take the we get out of the Ambrosia and we take the wand there, so we can cast 3 spells at a time. And unfortunately, we don't find a Pigomorph to go with it this turn. Although we didn't have much gold to roll for. But I think because we have this Yorm on board, we're gonna bury this pumpkin. And we're just gonna put it 3 crocs deep. It's gonna protect it against like lightning dragons or doom breaths or potentially things like that. and also it's going to allow us to play non-evils on the board and still get our max amount of summons. The good boy attacking into the apple tree is very fortunate for us there. There's 1, 2 pumpkins, 3 pumpkins gone. Fortunately for us, all their attacks go onto the center slot there, onto slot 6, and we do manage to pop out our summon before the Oni Tyrant ever dies, which means we were able to steal their Spellweaver and yeah, pick up another win against this Pants. So yeah, we're just throwing a ton of characters at this Pants, and it's just seems to be enough. We're getting the right hits for, like, we're just getting the right summons and hits to scam them. I don't think we're favored in these combats, so we have been pretty fortunate so far. As our front line not looking great. It's not the scammiest front line. The double Nian and Yorm just not really not the greatest here. We're gonna take the Monkey's Paw. It's pretty good with Pumpkin. And with the Mimic as well, giving everything +10/+10, and us being able to summon a full board of evils with the Crocs, still I think made it seem appealing. And we just needed to get some amount of, like, we need to get some attack onto our characters. Like, we can throw a lot of characters at their board, but without any attack, then they're not going to be able to. They're not going to trade very well against what our opponent is doing, or against our opponent's mages. And unfortunately, yeah, we don't get a great run out there, so we take a pretty big hit of damage, dropping down to 1. So yeah, it's do or die at this point. We could just bury our pumpkin in more Crocs, or throw some more Crocs on the front line or something. It does add more summons. Like, it's not the worst thing ever, but we decided to go for a triple poison apple. Giving 3 things 1 toughness each can help us. We're hoping to hit the good boys and just keep their toughness low. Also, we found another Oni Tyrant here, so we put the Baba up front just as a ranged monster. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the good boy with either of the good boys with the apples, but we did reduce toughness on a few things, even though most of it got gained back from the good boy. But that's still reduced toughness. It still helps our game plan here. And yeah, it comes down to a Cupid hit, and then the perfect breakpoint for us there for our Siren to steal their golden Baba. So we're still in it again. Very close combats here. I don't necessarily know that we're favored, but we did lock the Pegomorph last turn. We were just hoping to survive, basically, and we also had a Medusa in the shop that we finally did pick up. We should have picked up a Medusa a long time ago. We did see one a while ago and just forgot to lock for it, or just didn't bother locking for it. I'm not really sure what the logic there was, because we definitely wanted one. But yeah, the triple Pegomorph plus the Medusa. We'll see if it's enough. We get the Ashwood, one of the Spellweavers, and one of the Boomhildas, and the first good boy attacks directly into our apple tree. Unfortunately, we scam the pig, but we get the 50/50 here for that enormous Burn Beard. I don't know that we would have been able to get through that Burn Beard if it hadn't attacked into the apple tree there, but yeah, it does. We do get the good result in the 50/50, and yeah, we pop our pumpkin as the last thing to die and just deal our opponent a cool 27. But yeah, this was a really tense fight. There's like a lot of back and forth. Again, I don't know that we were favored necessarily, but we were just able to throw just enough stats and just enough scam at our opponent in those first few combats to take the wins, and then they got one back, and then we found the Pegomorph with our Mimic Wand, and we're able to seal the deal with the pigs. But yeah, again, this was a tight one, but yeah, these ones are always fun to win. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that helps the algorithm. I would very much appreciate that. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.